Welcome to yoga. I'm Liza, and you could join me Wednesday mornings at 7 a.m. live for my Zoom classes, or you could catch my classes recorded on the college's YouTube channel. In our class today, we will emphasize movements, cross-lateral movements that bisect the midline of the body. And these types of movements are thought to help wake up the brain, help to form new neural pathways, and just help to prepare us for changes and new beginnings. And I think this is appropriate for the start of the new year and the new semester. If you're new to yoga, we practice yoga in bare feet. And if you have a yoga mat, that's great. If not, just find a comfortable space on your floor. And know that you're always welcome to take a break or modify if anything that I'm leading doesn't feel right for you today. So just make sure that you're comfortable, silence your electronics, and we'll make our way to a seated position to begin. And we will begin with some breathing and centering, and then we'll move into warm-ups, postures, and we'll complete with a final lying down relaxation. So coming to a seated position, and I'm sitting on blocks, and you're welcome to sit on blocks or cushions if you have them available, or otherwise you could simply sit on the floor. And you're welcome to sit with the legs crossed, or you could sit on your shins, or you could sit with the legs extended. So find a way that will allow you to sit tall and comfortably for a few minutes. And once you're comfortable, either close the eyes or gaze very softly down towards the earth. And bring your attention to the parts of your body that are in contact with the floor. Feeling grounded and sensing your connection to the earth. Sitting tall, lengthening through the spine, and extend the crown of the head upward towards the sky. Keeping the shoulders relaxed down and away from the ears. Allowing the hands to rest comfortably on the knees or on the lap. Bring your awareness now to the tips of the nostrils and begin to focus on the breath. And as you focus on the breath, letting go of any other distractions, beginning to bring your mind to this very moment, watching and observing the breath. Breathing slowly and deeply in and out through the nose. And next, I'll guide you in a variation of the alternate nostril breath. Take a natural breath in and out. Now bring your awareness to the left nostril, and as you inhale, guide your awareness from the left nostril through the left side of the nasal passages up to the bridge of the nose. And then as you exhale, your awareness moves down the right side of the nasal passage to the right nostril. Inhale, right nostril, right side of the nose, bridge. Exhale, awareness moves down the left side to the left nostril. Inhale, left side, bridge of the nose. Exhale, right side, right nostril. Inhale, right, bridge of the nose. Exhale, left. Inhale left, bridge of the nose. Exhale right. And continue at your own pace, shifting your awareness from one side of the nose to the other. And the next time that you exhale, moving the awareness down the left side of the nose, releasing the alternate nostril breath. Allow the breath to flow naturally. And just notice and receive the effects of the alternate nostril breathing. Now, as we prepare to ease into movement, I invite you to set an intention to guide your yoga practice. Perhaps reflecting on the qualities within you that you wish to further develop through your yoga practice and make that your focus. And as always, I remind you to be kind to your body, knowing you're always welcome to take a rest or modify the poses in any way to best meet your own needs today. Now, if you're sitting on a cushion or a block, shifting them over to the side and coming to sit in a cross-legged position on your mat. Sitting tall with the hands resting on top of the knees. And now begin to circle the torso. And you're welcome to keep the eyes closed or a soft gaze. Could be nice to close the eyes if it's comfortable to give your eyes a break from the screen. And you're welcome to make these circles large or small. And moving at your own pace, either slower or quicker. Keep breathing naturally in and out through the nose. And now pause here to reverse and move your circles in the other direction. I'll encourage your mind to stay focused on the breath and the sensations as you move. And now begin to make the circles a little bit smaller and a little bit slower. And finding your way back to neutral. Bringing the hands by your sides along the floor and extend the legs one at a time out in front of you. And begin to flex and point the feet. Loosening up the ankles and giving the legs a little break and stretch after sitting. And now roll the feet from side to side. Again, allowing the legs to relax, releasing the feet. And from here, we'll transition onto our hands and knees into a table position. So while you're in table, you have the option to either rest on the palms of the hands, or you can make fists to give the wrists a little bit of a break, or another option is to drop down to the elbows. So you can choose which one feels best, and you can always shift in between those options. If you're on the hands, placing the wrists right underneath the shoulders with the fingers spread wide, and press into each fingertip and knuckle to distribute the weight. Keep a slight bend in the elbows to avoid hyperextension. And now lengthen through the spine, extending the tailbone and the crown of the head away from one another. Broadening through the chest and moving the shoulders down the back. The knees are right underneath the hips. Now begin by extending your left leg back and bringing the ball of the foot to the mat and lifting the heel, and begin to rock forward and back, giving a stretch to the calf and the back of the leg, beginning to warm up the leg and the core of the body. And now coming to hold and press out through the heel, breathing into the stretch. Now we'll move into warming up the core and adding some balance in a moment. So on your next inhalation, lift the back leg behind you so that the heel is in line with the hip, and circle the foot at the ankle. Starting in one direction and then reversing. And bringing that to stillness, and press out through the sole of the foot, lengthening and engaging through the leg, pulling the navel towards the spine and preparing to balance. Gazing down at the floor, and now shift onto the fingertips of your right hand and walk that right hand forward. And then lifting the arm at shoulder height, thumb is pointing upward. Reach along through the arm, press out through the leg. And now we'll warm up and strengthen the core. And you can always keep both hands on the floor for this movement. On your next inhalation, draw the knee in towards the chest. If you like, bringing the elbow to meet. And then exhale, extend long. Again, inhaling, bend. Exhale, extend. Inhaling, bend, bringing the knee towards the elbow. Exhale, extend long. And continue at your own pace. And once more. And extending long, coming back to the balance. Imagine you're being gently pulled by the wrist and the ankle in opposite directions. And you could stay here. You can always take a break by lifting and lowering the right arm. If you'd like to challenge yourself with a variation, sliding the right arm down and behind you and taking hold of the opposite ankle as you bend that knee. And then pressing the foot up in the air. If this doesn't work for you, no worries. You could just stay with the other variation, keeping the arm and leg extended long. Keep breathing. You can always come in and out of the balance, take a rest, and try again. And you're holding the leg, holding for one more full breath. And gently releasing, extending the arm and leg long once again. And now keeping the back leg lifted, return the right hand to the floor. And now pressing the left foot towards the right corner of the mat. Flexing the foot so the ball of the foot is on the floor and the heel is lifted. And now turning the head to look over your right shoulder. Feeling a lengthening through the left side of the body, starting from the ankle, moving up through the hip, shoulder, and out through the crown of the head. So no need to stretch as far as you possibly can, but come to a comfortable place where you can hold and feel a comfortable sensation. Continuing to breathe in and out through your nose. Holding here for one more full deep breath. And now slowly releasing, sliding the left leg along the floor to the back of your mat and then out to the side so that it's in line with your hip, bringing the inside of the foot to the floor. And now shift your weight onto the right hand as you lift the left arm overhead, coming into a twist, gazing up towards the sky. And squeeze the hand that's in the air and then spread the fingers wide. Stretching out the hands and fingers, giving them a break. And now circling the wrist and the fingers overhead. Hopefully this will feel nice after bearing some weight on the arms. And reversing, circle in the other direction. And now bringing the hand to stillness, reaching long through the fingertips, opening through the chest, gazing upward. Feel like you can add a little bit of a back bend into the movement. And slowly coming to neutral, and then exhale as you gradually lower the arm down. Sliding that left knee in, coming to table. And now moving into puppy. Keeping the hips lifted above the knees, slide the arms forward and lower the forehead or chest towards the mat. And if you have a block, you could rest the forehead on a block. You can allow the head to hover or bring the forehead to meet the mat. Turning the palms to face up, allowing the arms and hands and wrists to relax. And on your next inhalation, slowly releasing from puppy, bringing yourself back up to table, coming onto the hands and knees. Again, resting on palms, fists, or forearms. Slight bend in the elbows. Lengthen through the spine and draw the shoulder blades down the back. Moving on to your other leg now. And now extending your right leg back, bringing the ball of the foot to the floor and lifting the heel and rock forward and back. And now coming to hold, pressing out through the heel. Noticing where you feel the stretch and sensation and sending your breath to those spaces. On your next inhalation, lifting the leg so that the heel is in line with the hip and circle the foot at the ankle. Moving in one direction and then pausing to reverse. And letting that go, pressing out through the sole of the foot, engaging that leg. Pulling the navel in towards the spine, gazing down at the floor. And then as you're ready, sliding the left hand along the floor to the front of your mat and then lifting that arm coming into the balance. And you can always return the hand to the floor if you need a break. And again, we'll strengthen the core here. So on your next inhalation, drawing the right knee into the chest, bringing the elbow to meet if you like. And then exhale, extend the arm and leg long. Again, inhaling, bend. Exhale, extend. And continue with your own breath. And once more. Extending long again. See if you could keep the heel, hip, shoulder, and wrist all in one long line on the same plane. Keep breathing. Focusing on the floor. And no worries, if you wobble or need a break, you can always lower the arm and come back. If you'd like to try the variation, taking hold of the ankle, lowering the left hand to the floor and then behind you, bending the back knee and taking hold of the ankle if you could reach. Feel free to make any adjustments. You can always back off, try another variation, or always take a rest in puppy. One more breath here. And if you've taken hold of the leg, releasing, extending the arm and leg long once again. Keeping the leg lifted as you lower the hand down. And now pressing the right foot to the left side of your mat, looking over your shoulder. And now giving a stretch to the right side of the body, stretching from the heel, up through the hip, the shoulders, out through the crown of the head. And holding this cross lateral stretch for one more full breath. And now slowly releasing as you inhale, sliding the foot along the floor to the back of your mat, and then out to the side, extending out from the hip at a 90-degree angle, bringing the inside of that foot to the floor. And now shift your weight into your left arm as you reach the right arm out to the side and overhead, coming into the twisting variation here. And squeeze the hand overhead into a fist and then spread the fingers wide. And now circle the wrists and the fingers overhead. Remember to breathe. And now circle in the opposite direction. And letting that go, reaching along through the arm, opening up through the chest, breathe. And then on your next exhalation, slowly lower it down. Stepping the knee in, back to table, and moving into puppy. Keeping the hips lifted, slide the arms forward and lowering the forehead or chest towards the floor or to meet the floor. Relax the palms to face upward. On your next inhalation, making your way back up to table. And moving into cat and dog. Inhaling as you lift the tailbone, drop the belly open through the chest and gaze upward, coming into dog. And then exhaling, round the spine. Again, inhaling, arching. Exhaling, rounding the spine, tucking the tailbone under and moving the chin towards the chest. And the next time you move into dog stretch, pausing here, preparing for downward dog. Bringing the balls of the feet to the floor. Take a breath in, and then as you exhale, lifting the hips. And beginning with the knees bent and the heels lifted. Extend the tailbone up and back towards where the ceiling and wall meet behind you. Move the shoulders down the back and aim the crown of the head to the space between your hands. And now pedal out the legs, bending one knee as you press the opposite heel to the mat, and then alternating. And if downward dog doesn't feel right for you, you could stay in table or puppy. And now pressing both heels to the floor. You could stay in downward dog, you could take a break, or you could join me in adding a cross lateral variation by lifting the left arm and taking hold of the opposite knee, calf, or ankle and looking under your shoulder. And slowly releasing, coming back to table. And we'll drop the knees and take a break before moving to the other side. Take a breath or two in table. And then inhale, coming back to downward dog, making the same adjustments as you did before. And now coming onto the opposite side, sliding the right hand to meet the opposite knee, calf, or ankle, and looking under that shoulder. And slowly releasing back to downward dog. And now soften the knees and walk the feet up to the hands into a forward fold. Feet are hips width apart. Relax the crown of your head. Bring the hands to the shins. Inhale, lift halfway so the spine is parallel to the earth. And then exhale, soften forward. And now bring the hands to the hips. Press into the feet. Pull the navel towards the spine. And inhale as you slowly lift with a long neutral spine. Gradually making your way all the way up to standing. Bringing the arms out to the side and then overhead, palms touch. And then exhaling, lowering the hands down to prayer position in front of the heart. And pausing with the hands at the heart, allowing yourself to adjust to standing. Feeling the heartbeat. Checking in to notice any sensations, perhaps feeling warmth, energy, aliveness. Notice whatever it is you're feeling in this moment. And now releasing the arms. Standing tall with the feet hips width apart. Really grounding the feet into the earth, engaging your legs. And bring the pelvis to a neutral position, lengthening evenly through the abdomen and the lower back. Broaden through the chest, relax the shoulders, lengthen through the head and the neck so the chin is parallel to the earth. Standing in a tall, simple mountain. And now moving to the shoulders. Inhale as you draw the shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale as you roll the shoulders back and down. Again, inhaling as the shoulders lift. And exhaling as you roll the shoulders back and down. Easing away any tension or tightness you may be holding in the upper back and shoulders. Releasing the weight of the world from the shoulders. And rolling the shoulders back once more, and then releasing. Standing tall, bringing the hands to the hips. We'll come into another standing cross lateral stretch. Now bringing your left foot behind the right. And just taking a moment to plant the feet, standing comfortably. And if this isn't comfortable, it's fine to just keep the feet side by side. So keep lengthening through the spine, relax the shoulders, and now release your left arm down. And on your next inhalation, lifting the left arm out to the side and then overhead, and stretching gently to the right. And press the left hip out to the side and slightly forward, keeping the chest lifted and the shoulders relaxed. The head and neck remain in line with the spine. You don't need to stretch over as far as you possibly can, but come to a place where you feel a comfortable stretch without any strain. You're welcome to keep the hand on the hip Or if you like, you could take hold of the wrist overhead, choosing your variation. Keep breathing in and out through the nose, checking in to notice where you feel a stretch in your body. And you can always back off and take a break. Or if you're feeling flexible and would like to stretch a little bit deeper, you can, just not going past the point of comfort. And if you like, moving to your fullest expression for another breath. And now press into the feet, pull the navel towards the spine, and inhale as you slowly lift the torso back to center. And stepping the feet next to each other, reaching the arms long overhead. And then give the arms and hands a shake as you gradually lower the arms down. Relax the arms with the palms facing forward, standing in stillness to receive. Noticing how one side of the body feels in relation to the other. Noticing the sensations in the arms, hands, and fingers. Before we repeat this stretch on the other side, we'll come into a stretch to open up the chest, arms, and shoulders. So placing the hands behind you and interlace the hands together and straighten the arms. And if this is not accessible for you, as an alternative, you have the option to clasp opposite elbows with the hands, drawing the elbows down and opening through the chest. So choosing your variation. And if you're clasping the hands together, pressing the hands towards the floor and then away from you. Gently opening the chest, drawing the shoulder blades towards one another. One more breath here. And exhaling gradually, either unclasping the elbows or unclasping the hands. Relax the arms by your sides. And notice the sensations in the chest after this stretch. And again, standing tall in your simple mountain, bringing the hands to the hips. And now crossing your right foot behind the left. So crossing at the ankle and steadying yourself on both feet or keeping the feet side by side. So pressing both feet into the earth, engaging your legs. Lengthening evenly through the abdomen and the lower back. Open through the chest and relax the shoulders. And now releasing your right arm down. And inhaling, lifting that arm out to the side and overhead. And exhaling as you stretch the torso over to the opposite side. Pressing the right hip out to your right side and slightly forward. And again, choosing your variation here. You're welcome to keep the hand on the hip, or if you like, you could clasp the opposite wrist overhead. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Be sure to keep the head and neck in line with your spine. And now if you like, moving to your fullest expression for another breath. And now pressing the feet into the floor, pull the navel towards the spine and inhale as you slowly lift the torso back to center. And stepping the feet together, reaching the arms long overhead, standing tall in extended mountain pose. And now in your next exhalation, reaching long through the fingertips and moving very slowly as you exhale. Begin to lower the arms down, pausing at shoulder height to turn the palms to face the earth. And continue to lower the arms down by your sides. Relax the arms, close the eyes for a moment if you like. Check in to notice what you're feeling in this moment. Observing your sensations, thoughts, emotions. Noticing whatever it is that you're feeling with acceptance and curiosity. And opening the eyes. If you close them, give a little shake to one leg and then the other. And now coming to stand at the front of your mat, we'll move into some standing poses. So standing in the front of your mat with the feet hips width apart, hands on the hips. Standing tall in simple mountain pose, we'll prepare to step back on the right leg for warrior one. Draw a breath in, and then exhale, stepping that right foot back as you bend the front left knee, keeping the feet hip widths apart. Back heel is lifted. And square the hips forward. Draw the tailbone down and press the thighs towards one another for stability. Keep lengthening through the spine, lengthen through the head and neck. Chin is parallel to the earth. You can keep the hands on the hips, or you could release the arms and inhale as you lift the arms up and overhead. You can keep the hands close together or wide apart. If you like, you could flex the hands, pressing the fingertips back, giving a stretch to the fingers, wrists, and forearms. Breathing. And now open the arms to T position at shoulder height. We'll move into a twisting variation. Lengthen through the spine as you inhale, and then as you exhale, twisting over towards your left side in the direction of your front bent knee. And you don't have to go very far, just find a comfortable stretch. And on your next inhalation, slowly come back to center and preparing to twist in the other side and moving into warrior two. So exhaling as you open up to your right side, planting the right heel on the floor at a 45-degree angle, bringing the hands to the hips, giving the arms a rest. So the front knee is bent and facing the front of your mat. Now the torso is facing the long edge of your mat. So use the hands to give your rib cage a little assist so that the rib cage is facing forward, right above the hips, shoulders, rib cage, hips in one line, facing that long edge of your mat. And you could step the feet wider apart or closer together, whatever feels best for you, making sure that that knee stays in line with your ankle. And as you're ready, extending the arms to T position at shoulder height, palms are facing the floor. Reach along through the fingertips, draw the shoulder blades towards one another, and then turn the head to look past the fingers of your left hand. Breathing into warrior two. One more breath here. And then exhaling, lowering the arms down, straightening the legs, and then heel toe the feet together to release. Relax the arms down, Again, pause to check in, noticing how one side of the body feels in comparison to the other. And now give a little shake to one leg and then the other. And then we'll move on to the opposite side. So coming to stand once again at the front of your space. Standing tall with the feet hips width apart. Hands are on the hips, shoulders are relaxed. Preparing now to step back with your left foot. Taking a breath in. Exhale, taking a big step back as you bend into the front knee. So keeping the feet hips width apart. You can either slide the back leg to the rear of your mat for a deeper stretch, or you can walk that foot in a little bit closer for more stability. Find what feels right for you. And again, squaring the hips forward, pressing your right hip slightly back, left hip slightly forward. Draw the tailbone down and press the thighs towards one another. And energize the back leg by pressing out through the back heel. Broaden through the chest, relax the shoulders, release the arms. So you can always keep the hands on the hips, or you could open the arms to any variation. You could keep the arms low, or you could raise the arms higher. And if you like, flexing the hands, pressing the fingertips back. Keep breathing. Now we'll move into that variation with the twist. So extend the arms to T position at shoulder height. Palms are facing the earth. Lengthen your spine, and then as you exhale, twisting towards your right side in the direction of the bent knee. And only going as far as feels comfortable. And on your next inhale, slowly unwinding back to center. And now twisting to the other side, opening up for warrior two. You can either lower the hands to the hips to give the arms a break, or you could keep the arms in T position. So the right foot is out 90 degrees, left foot is bent 45 degrees. And again, squaring the hips and the ribcage and the shoulders forward, so that their shoulders are stacked directly above the hips, square to that long edge of your mat. And turning the head to look past the fingers of your right hand. Keeping the chin parallel to the floor, reaching long through the fingertips, drawing the shoulder blades towards one another. One more full breath here in warrior two. And on your next exhalation, slowly releasing the arms down. Straighten both legs, turning the feet to face forward, and then heel toe the feet together. Relax the arms by your sides, close the eyes or gaze softly towards the earth. Again, check in, noticing the heartbeat, noticing the sensations in your body, noticing your state of mind. And just watching with acceptance, allowing everything to be just as it is. Bring the hands to the hips and give a little shake to one leg and then the other. And from here, we'll prepare to head towards the floor. So standing in simple mountain with the feet hips width apart, arms by your sides. Inhaling as you bring the arms out and overhead. Bringing the palms to touch, gazing upward. And then exhale, extend the arms to T position at shoulder height as you hinge forward into a forward fold, keeping a soft bend in the knees. Now bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift halfway so the spine is parallel to the earth. And then exhale, Move into the forward fold. And bend the knees as much as you need to so that the hands could reach the earth. And then lower one knee at a time, bringing yourself into a table position. And from table, we'll prepare to move into downward dog and pigeon. And if you prefer, you could stay in table and you could come into your pigeon pose from a table position. If you'd like to join me in downward dog, bringing the balls of the feet to the mat, and then inhaling, lifting the tailbone high. Pressing the heels towards the floor. It's okay if they don't reach. And now shifting your weight into your left leg. Extend the right leg up and back for three-legged dog. And we'll prepare to ease into pigeon in a moment. So begin by bending the right knee, drawing that right knee in towards the chest, and then exhale, extending back again into three-legged dog. And now inhaling, bending that knee in towards your opposite elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. And again, inhale now, bending the knee into the same elbow, and then exhaling, extend back. And now we'll prepare for a pigeon. So bending the knee in towards your chest, and then sliding the shin forward. And sliding your left leg back. If you have a cushion or a block, you might want to place one underneath the hip for a little bit more support. And be sure that the back leg is extended straight out from the hip, top of the foot resting on the floor. Now moving into resting pigeon, bringing the torso forward and lowering either onto the forearms, or you could place one hand on top of the other and rest the forehead on top of your hands. Choosing your variation here. And now easing out of resting pigeon, returning to an upright position, upright pigeon with the hands underneath the shoulders, broadening through the chest, relaxing the shoulders down and away from the ears. And if you're familiar with any other variations of pigeon pose, you're welcome to explore any variations. Breathe. And from here, we'll prepare to release. So we'll either move back into table or downward dog as you prefer. If you'd like to come back into downward dog, coming onto the ball of the back foot. And as you inhale, lifting your hips and making your way back into downward dog. Take a breath here, breathing into either downward dog or table, and then we'll move on to the other side. Shifting the weight now into your right leg. If you're in downward dog, and extending the left leg back. So if you're on table, you could extend the leg back in line with your hip. And if you're in downward dog, you can extend the leg up in the air. Keeping the shoulders square to the mat, breathe. And now on your next inhalation, bending the left knee in towards the chest and then exhaling, extending back to three-legged dog. Inhaling, bringing the knee to the opposite elbow and extend back, downward, three-legged dog. And once more, bending the knee to the same elbow and exhaling, three-legged dog. And preparing now to move into pigeon. Bending the knee in towards your chest, lowering the shin to the mat and sliding the back leg down to the floor. Lifting through the spine, relaxing the shoulders. And now we'll make our way down into resting pigeon. Sliding the torso forward. And you can either rest on the forearms. You could place one hand on top of the other, lowering the forehead down to your hands. Another option is to make fists with the hands. If you have a block handy, you could rest the forehead on top of your block. And holding resting pigeon for another full breath. And sliding the hands underneath the shoulders and inhaling as you lift with a long neutral spine, making your way back to upright pigeon or any other variations that you may wish to explore. Pigeon is a good pose to help balance the hips and the pelvis. If you spend a lot of time sitting on a chair, this is a good counter stretch. Holding pigeon for one more full breath, and then we'll prepare to release either into table or downward dog as you prefer. So pressing into the hands and pressing into the ball of the back foot, straightening that back leg and either sliding back to table or extending your left leg in the air for three-legged dog and then lowering into downward dog. Slowly releasing the knees, coming to table if you're not there already, and then shifting to a seated position and extending the legs out in front of you, giving the legs a little shake from side to side. And from here, we'll make our way onto our backs for relaxation. So bringing the feet to the floor with the knees bent and sliding onto your back. And if there's any final posture, stretch, or movement that your body would like before relaxation, taking a moment to complete any final stretches. And as you're ready, coming into Shavasana for relaxation. Lying on your back with the legs extended. And you're welcome to place a cushion under the knees or cover yourself with a blanket if you like. Relaxing the arms by your sides with the palms facing upward. See if you can bring a little bit more of the upper back and shoulders in contact with the mat to gently open the chest. Tucking the chin in slightly to keep the back of the neck long. And then once you are situated, letting go and softening. Inviting the eyes to close. Bringing your attention to the parts of your body that are in contact with your mat. Sensing the earth beneath you. And allowing the body to grow heavy. And feel the weight of your body sinking down towards the earth as if you're lying in sand. Allowing the muscles of the body to soften, relax, and release. Now bring your awareness to the entire left side of the body, moving from the left side of the head down to the left shoulder and chest, the left arm, the left side of the torso, the left hip, thigh, left knee, left shin and calf, and down through the tips of the toes. Now bringing your awareness to the right side of the body, starting at the top of the head, moving down the right side of the head and the right side of the neck, the right shoulder and chest, down the right arm, the right side of the torso, the right hip, the right thigh, right knee, right shin and calf, right ankle and foot, and down through the tips of the right toes. Now feel the whole body together. Now very gradually begin to deepen your breathing, making some small movements with the fingers and the toes, inviting sensation to return. Now bending one knee at a time, drawing both knees in towards the chest. And now gently rolling over onto your right side, resting on your right side with the knees bent in a fetal position. Taking a moment here to acknowledge your efforts and dedication. Now pressing your hands into the mat and gently guiding yourself up to a seated position, taking your time, coming to sit in any way that is comfortable. Keeping the spine long, shoulders relaxed, eyes remaining closed. Once again, scanning the body, the mind, your breath. Noticing what has changed for you since the start of your practice. And reminding yourself that this feeling of peace is always available. And setting an intention to carry this feeling with you into your day. Bringing the hands to prayer position in front of the heart and dropping the chin to the chest. Om Shanti, peace. May the peace in our hearts bring peace into the world. Lifting the head, allowing the eyes to flutter open, and taking in your surroundings with a fresh perspective. Namaste. I honor the light in you. I hope to see you again either at Zoom live classes, 7 a.m. on Wednesdays, or you're welcome to find my videos on the YouTube channel, which will be uploaded weekly. Thank you and enjoy your day.